everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you enjoyed last week with your vacation Bible school packet with the stories and all the activities and all that fun stuff in it. I hope that you had some time to enjoy that. Today, because it's Wednesday, we have got another missionary story. So I hope you're ready. We're going to jump right into the story, all right? The name of the story is The Boy Who Was Determined. I wonder what kind of nest that could be. Surely I can get it from my collection. Young William Carey, a short, stocky boy of 9 or 10, stood beneath a large chestnut tree, peering up into the branches. Autumn was settling richly over the south of England, and the leaves and prickly bird nuts of trees were turning brown, and William knew that the nest would be empty. Setting one foot firmly against the tree trunk, he grabbed a low-hanging branch and started up. He loved nature, and whenever he was not busy doing school, he enjoyed searching all the woods and the fields around his home. He studied birds and animals and plants. He didn't know what kind of nest it was and was eager to discover it. It was quite high in the tree, and he was determined to have it. Digging his toes into the knots and the crevices of the bark, he climbed, and suddenly a chunk gave way, and down he fell. He lost his grip and slid down the trunk, and his boots struck the ground. Ow! He'd scraped his hand right on the palm. But that nest was still in the tree. It might be a sparrow's nest, but what kind? I have to see it closer. So William tried again, but fell one more time. The nest seemed to be making fun of him. Should he give up? No. I'm going to have that nest, he said. Grasping the tree again, he began to climb. At last, he seemed that victory was in sight. He tried to make his way up. The nest was so close. Only a stubby stick of dead wood blocked his way. He took hold of the stick, and snap! It broke, and he fell to the ground. "Oh, my leg!" he cried. "Papa, Papa!" he called, but no reply. He called for his mother and his sister, and finally, someone heard him. They carried him home, and his leg was broken. He was stuck in bed for weeks as he healed. I must get that nest, he thought. When I start something like that, I cannot give it up. So one day, he slipped out the back of the house and headed toward the tree, hobbling slowly along. Without a glance, he seized the branch, climbing up. His leg was still weak, so he carefully climbed as high as he could. His parents were anxiously waiting for him. He got home. "Where have you been, son?" "I was getting that nest." "You mean you climbed that tree again?" "I couldn't help it, Mother. When I begin something, I must follow through. Whatever William starts, he finishes," said his sister Mary. And that was the secret of his life. He grew up to be a school teacher and a minister of the gospel. He became very concerned about the hearts and the souls of people in faraway lands. Sometimes he would cry for the people in other countries. These children do not know God. Millions of them will be lost without our Savior. One time he spoke up at a minister's meeting. "Don't you think Jesus' command to go ye therefore and teach all nations is still for us?" The leader stood up and said, "Young man, sit down. When God pleases to convert those people, he won't need help from us." But William was determined. Finally, he gathered a group of 12 ministers who agreed to go with him, and they started the Missionary Society in 1792. It was an important beginning for missionaries in the modern time. When William learned of a Christian doctor who wanted to start a mission in India, what an opportunity! Now, who shall we send to India to help? Turning to the chapter, the 54th chapter in Isaiah, William saw the words, "For the Lord hath called thee." For the Lord hath called thee. It was the Lord speaking to him. You are the one to go. And William Carey obeyed. Together with his wife and 4 children, and his wife's sister, and Dr. John Thomas, they set sail for India in 1793. He needed every bit of determination he had, for the people of India were not eager to listen. They feared to become Christians unless their families would be picked on and thrown out by those that they loved. They preached and taught and witnessed. Many men would have given up after a few years, but William Carey, the determined little boy, was also a man of determination, and as the years rolled by, he stayed where the Lord had called him. At last, after 7 years, an Indian man came to them and was baptized in the name of Jesus. Only one man, but God had a great work and great rewards for the boy who was determined. Now, this story is about a real person. William Carey was a real man who was a missionary to India for 41 years. Think about that. That's older. That's longer than Miss Eden has been alive. 41 years. That's a long time. With the help of his wife and other associates, he translated the Bible, either the whole thing or portions of it, into 34 different languages. I think that's pretty cool. Sometimes maybe we have something that we want to do and we want to work really hard at it. Maybe it's not being a missionary because we're kids or we're too young or things like that right now. But we keep working at it, don't we? And God gives us the strength to do those things that are required of us, like school coming up. I know school is going to be different again this year so far, but we will get through it and God will help us. And maybe there's something that you're learning how to do, like ride a bike or something like that, and with determination, and you keep trying it, and you'll get there eventually, right? I hope that you're all doing well. I do miss you, and I hope that we will get to see each other again soon. We are going to continue our missionary stories for a couple more weeks, and then we're going to switch it over and do some new curriculum. So we'll probably have 1 or 2 more weeks of missionary stories, and then we're going to change it up. I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you again on Sunday.